Hi everyone, my name is Lee Wai. Today I'm here to present about my Python mini project, which is geometry calculator with Python. First of all, let me do some introduction of Python. Python was created by Jordan Van Rossum in year 1991. It was the most popular programming language in the world. The Python is suitable to use in many platforms such as Windows, Mac, Lexus, Raspberry Pi, and so on. The Python have simple syntax that similar like English language. The application of the Python are used to develop the web and the software, mathematical calculation, and data analysis, and each other, and so on. Now I'm intro about my program, my geometry calculator with Python. It was a calculator that developed by using Python programming to do calculation of the geometry. The calculator can calculate such as the area of the two-dimension shape and volume of three-dimension shape. Now I'm going to present about the modules that I'm using in this program, which is map module. Python map module is a centered module in Python. The map module is allowed the user to use the mathematical function in their program by importing the map modules by tapping import map. Inside the map modules, we can use a lot of mathematical functions such as pi, power, cosine, and tangent rule, and each other. Now I'm going to present about the project of my program. This is the picture, the actual project for my program. Here is some explanation of the project. First of all, display the menu to the user, getting the option from user, using if-else function to determine the option is 1 or 2 or invalid selection. If the option is equal to 1, display the 2D shape to user and getting the selection shape from the user. Else, if the input is equal to 2, display the 3D shape to user and getting the selection shape from the user. If the selection shape is in ring, it means that 1, 2, 3, 4, that inside the selection, that the program will be getting information from the user and process to calculate by using Python map modules. Else, it will be displayed invalid selection to user when the selection shape out or in means that out of the range that the program can select, such as 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on. After the program completed calculation, it will print out the result to the user and end the program. Now I will using my program good thing to explain. Okay, now I will be explain about my program. First, I will be import the map modules. After that, the program will print out the title, which is geometry calculator. After that, we will print out the option to make the user enter, such as 1 for 2-dimension shape, 2 for 3-dimension shape. And the program will be print out the text such as please enter the option and select and store the input in the option. After that, the program will be determine the option by using if statement. If the option is equal to 1, the program will be go through 2-dimension shape and print out the shape that can be calculated by the program, such as circle, triangle, square, and rectangle. After that, the program will be asked the user enter the selection and store the input in the select, and use the if function to determine the selection. If the selection is 1, will be print out the title as circle and print the rate and ask the user enter the radius as the input and store in the R. Perform the area calculation by using the map modules and print out the result to the user. If the selection is equal to 2, we will print the triangle as the title, asking the user enter the base and the height and perform calculation and print out the result to the user. Similarly, if the selection is equal to 3, print the square as the title and asking the user to enter the base of the square and length of the square, perform the calculation and print out the result to the user. The last is if the selection equal to 4, print out the rectangle as the title and ask the user enter the base and the length of the rectangle, perform the calculation, print the result to the user. If the selection is other than 4, such as 5, 6, 7, 8, will be print out the invalid selection. Similarly, in the three dimension shape, if the user is enter the option is 2, print out the 3-dimension shape as the title. After that, there will be print out the shape that can be calculated by the program, such as cylinder, sphere, cube, cubit, cone, pyramid, and call the user enter the selection and store in the select. Using the if function to determine the selection, if the select input if the select input is equal 1, we'll print the cylinder as the title, call out and call the user enter the radius and height of the cylinder, perform the calculation, print out the result to the user. If the select is equal to 2, print out the sphere as the title and call user enter the radius of the square of the sphere and calculate the volume and print out the result. If the select is equal to 3, print out the cube as the title, call the user enter the length of the cube. After that, perform the calculation, print out the result. Similarly, if is the below 4, 5, 6. After that, if the user enter out of range such as more than 6, like 7, 8, 9, 10, the program automatically print out the invalid selection to the user. Now I will do some demo. Okay, now this is my demo output. Here, when I enter option is 1, will be print out the 2D dimension shape, and below are the shape that can be calculated by the program. I select 4. After that, will be print out the rectangle, and then I enter the base is 5 and 7 of the length will be calculated by 35. Is the area of the rectangle, which is correct. Second, I will be demo shape by enter 2 for enter 3-dimension shape. After that, print out the 6 shape that can be calculated by the program. After that, I will enter 3 for calculate cubit. After that, the program will be display cubit and print out the length and ask us to enter the length of the cube. I enter 5, the program will be calculate the volume, which is 125. volume. Now here is when the situation, what is the situation will be print out the image selection. When in the beginning of the program we enter the wrong number, such as wrong number or out the range, number out of the range, such as 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, the program will be print out the invalid selection. When next is when we enter 1 and go through the two-dimension shape, we will be and enter the number out of range, such as 0, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 will be display the invalid selection also. Similarly with the three-dimension shape, when we enter more than 6, the number more than 6 will be print out the invalid selection also. Okay. So in my conclusion, the geometry calculator with Python was a successful mini project. It was able to calculate the area and volume of the simple geometry shape and in fast and very accurate. Okay, thank you. I will be end my presentation. Thanks.